So first, I'm just going to have you introduce yourself and your creative career.
Awesome. My name is Edica Pacha, and I do large-scale photographic murals on the sides of buildings. And also, as a photographer, I have a unique style where I double expose in camera, primarily focusing on photographing women and the empowerment of women.
Lovely.
Mhm.
So how has COVID-19 affected your life and livelihood?
um, Without going into all the deep personals, it was definitely a super challenging time just within my family and household. Uh, and as a creative, I do a lot of work for festivals and run production for clothing companies and whatnot. And immediately I lost all of my work and kind of went into a state of panic. And I'm a seamstress. I have a clothing company, and so immediately, or I wouldn't say immediately, after a couple weeks, my work pivoted to making masks, and so I started a whole mask company off of COVID. I've never have produced for such a demand before in my life, and it was a saving grace, and it was a lot of work, but now I have a company called the Citizen Mask. And then also this project came up. I just feel like there's actually been a lot of support for the arts in different ways, I feel like I've tried to get a grant from the city of Boulder for years and haven't been able to get it, and now I feel like they're really reaching out and supporting artists and encouraging bringing art to the streets, and I think that's really exciting.
Yeah. So sorry to hear about all of the losses, but I mean, that's what's been inspiring to me, especially doing these interviews, is how people have stepped up and,
Totally.
use their creative strengths to figure things out. It's been really cool.
Absolutely.
Um, so you've obviously been awarded a COVID-19 work project stipend. Would you mind just briefly telling me about the project and how it promotes connectivity in your neighborhood?
Yep. So I put up a mural on the side of the Wendy's building in South Boulder. I actually don't live down there. I live in North Boulder, but I live, out in the meadows. So there's not a whole lot of places to put art, but I really feel like that particular building, which I have other art on, is just like a center pivot point in the middle of Boulder. And I put up a new piece. It's not directly related to COVID. Like, it's not like, this piece speaks to COVID, but what I'm really interested in art doing is inspiring people to like rise up into themselves, to find a sense of empowerment. And especially during that time and even this time, it's like, how do we use art to inspire? Like, I used to create some like activist art, and I'm like, wake up people, and it was like all angry or all intense, and I just feel like it wasn't really authentic to my expression. And I just realized that like all of my work is about inspiring people to rise up into themselves and to find beauty and to find peace, and not that everything's all like oovy groovy, but to like step through the fire and bring their power to the world. And primarily women, but I feel like it speaks to everyone. So that's what the piece is about. It's three women, and it's a power piece. It's like, find your inspiration and step up, because it's not gonna get any easier for a little while. So yeah.
I love that. I'll have to go check it out. I haven't been in Boulder since the start of everything, but
Where are you at?
I'm at my parents' place. They live in Broomfield.
Oh, okay.
Lovely.
Not far. Yeah.
No, but yeah, that sounds amazing. I love that.
Hmm.
Um, so then the last question is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience or the project?
Well, one of the things that I've been liking is to cruise around Boulder and to see the projects up. Like, there was this one, I don't even actually know if it was a part of this, but it felt like it was. And it was a wishing tree that's kind of like, I don't know, it's North Boulderish on a trail, and it was so beautiful to like come upon it, super random spot, but a lot of people have been putting their wishes on there, and to like turn it over and to read, and you see little kids like, all the way to you could feel the age range. And so I'm just a huge I just really believe in how creativity creates inclusiveness, and how when we bring it to the streets, it really has the opportunity to speak to all sorts of people and all sorts of places, and not feel so alone in where they're at, and particularly at this time. So I really have been enjoying seeing more art popping up all around Boulder. And I've been like riding my bike and I'm like, oh, that one just came up, and oh, that one's there. And I just feel like there's I don't know, has often been a little bit like uh what's the word, tight on, selecting their art, and oh, it's got to look like this, or oh, it's got to be that artist, or it's this like grueling process. And like now I feel more of the spontaneity of street art, because that's what I come from like just hit the streets and put art up. And for for them to just support art coming forth through the community, and um yeah, and in more of a spontaneous vibe, I feel like there's just more of a radical act that's moving through the streets, instead of like everything being so curated. And so I really like that. I feel like it really speaks to this time. I feel like it is very inspiring to me. It makes me go looking for it. And I really hope that they create a map of all of the work, and because I'm sure there's tons of pieces out there that I don't even know where they're at. And yeah, and I feel really supported by the city. Like I feel like they value their artists and they value this project. And so I mean, I feel like I'm not as scared to like go up, put up renegade art, or go put up a piece, because I feel like that's what they're saying is like, create some beauty, Boulder. Like come out and like see that we're all out here together in this. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.